Please, please, please. Clean boards, clean run out, double up.
Just get to play for over 5 figures, fun multi-day tournament.
We're all in at risk. I have a sneaky suspicion that I might still have the best hand. Oh, a bunch of twos. Hold, baby. 3.7K locked.
Poker chip number 27.
This next hand is quite weird.
That's a big call, sir.
Don't think that making it and becoming successful in poker is easy.
Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday.
Oh no, the river. Oh wait, what happened? Did I hit a set on the turn? I can see my opponent to the left. She's already grabbing her chips, getting ready to bet. She loves this river. Oh my God.
Play for your freedom. This is kind of a random starting point. I just got out of the shower and I was kind of getting into my routine as I'm going to play the Roundup at the lodge. You know, I kind of enjoy the moment, getting ready, getting prepped, getting excited, getting prepared for hopefully a long night. But then I kind of giggled to myself a bit because sometimes it's just not your night, which leads me to my poker tip number 27. Make sure you enjoy the process. For those of you who are trying to become like a professional, poker professional, I think it is super, super important to embrace the process, enjoy getting ready, enjoy getting excited for a big tournament. Even though there could be a quick exit and it won't go how we want the majority of the time, it's still super important to have fun playing the game. Be prepared for the worst, but I am hopeful for the best. So I'm set up for success. Time to go play the 100K Roundup. First time that this tournament is making its return since the lodge bought the Rounders. And this was a tournament that Rounders ran once every month, pretty much all year round once it started. So this is very exciting. It is gonna be 15 to 20K for first. It's right in my backyard. It's a multi-day tournament, so we need a bag for day 2, which is gonna be Sunday of this vlog. Starting stack is 40,000. We're gonna immediately add on, get up to 80,000. So it's like a $250 buy-in tournament. We're going for it. There's a trophy to win, and I like playing big tournaments close to home, so this is really exciting.
All right, we are walking into the lodge for the $150 100K, the Roundup. This is exciting. Now I have today, Thursday. I cannot play any flights tomorrow because I have a ACR virtual meetup game, and then I have a couple of other things that I need to do. But Saturday, I will be able to fire more flights as well to try to make day 2. Day 2 is Sunday at 2:15, so if I make day 2, then I might stream at the table. I don't know, live stream at the table. We'll see what that looks like. Very lucky that I'm home right now because I get to play for over 5 figures, fun multi-day tournament. Very nice buy-in price point. I think everyone's gonna love it. I think it's gonna be massive. It's probably gonna get up to maybe even 200,000 in the prize pool. We're gonna go in, we're gonna try to bag, and that's it.
Oh wow, we're in the special room today. 24-2. There we are. All right, we immediately added on, so we're in for 260. All right.
I'm in for 260 bucks. That gets me 90,000 in chips. Let's get into the hands. First hand, it folds to me on the button. I have a 4-5 of clubs at the 500, 1,000 level. I raise it up to 2,000. The small blind calls, and the big blind, who seems to be playing aggressive already and has a big chip stack, makes it 9,000. I don't believe my opponent, so I decide to take a stand.
All in?
I shove all in for 50,800 in chips. After some deliberation, my opponent folds. The next hand, I have pocket 7s on the button. The blinds are still 500, 1,000. One player limps in, and I isolate that player to 3,500. The big blind and the limper both call. We go 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes 9-6-3. There is a club flush draw out there as well. The check to me, I bet 6,000 into the 11,000 chip pot. The big blind shoves all in for 27,000 in chips. The limper folds. I think about it for a bit. I could be up against a flush draw. I could be up against a set. I could be up against just a 9 for top pair, which beats me. After some deliberation, I decide that my opponent is not going to be getting too out of line here. And even if they do have a flush draw, they're likely going to have 2 overs as well. So I decide to fold my hand. Now I have pocket 10s in middle position. The blinds are 1,000, 1,500. I raise it up to 3,000, and my opponent that I jammed all in versus with the 4-5 of clubs 3-bets me to 9,000. I've got a premium hand here, but I don't think it's strong enough to 4-bet, so I am definitely going to call, see a flop, and go from there. The flop comes King 8-4 with 2 clubs. I check, and my opponent bets small, 4,500 into this pot of 22,000. My opponent's made my decision easy. I call. The turn brings a 10 of diamonds. I've hit my set. Now I'm hoping my opponent has a king. I check, hoping he fires again. Unfortunately, the turn goes check, check. The river brings the 5 of diamonds. With 31,000 chips in the middle, I decide that at this point, when my opponent has not bet the turn, he's going to be reduced to some pairs beneath the king and some ace highs. So I bet 6,500 into about a pot of 30,000. My opponent does make the call, and I show the winner, and he does not show his hand. I scoop the pot with my set of tens.
Okay, we are on break, our first bullet of the 100K roundup at the lodge, and we have 127,000 chips from a starting stack of 80,000, and it was quite a bumpy road on the way to 127. We were splashing around, we were in there in some pots, we won some big ones, and yeah, this is nice. So we're fortunately coming back to the 2K big blind level with about 60 bigs, and it's time to see if we can make day 2, how much we can bag. All I know at this point is that the chip leader in the first flight bagged 1.1 million, and there was definitely some other big stacks around that. So kind of a mark to shoot for, but off to a good start.
Next, I have pocket sevens in the big blind. There is an under the gun open at the 1K, 2K level to 4,000. Folds around to me. I am not going to be re-raising here. I throw in the call. Flop comes 2-2-3 with a spade flush draw. I check. My opponent bets 7,000 into the 11,000 chip pot. Great board for pocket sevens. I'm not going anywhere. I throw in the call. Turn brings a 6 of hearts. Still a great board for my hand. I check to my opponent. They now bet 10,000 into the 25,000 chip pot. I still have a clear call here, so I throw in the call, and we go to a river 7. I now have a full house and what is quite likely the best hand. I check, hoping to induce a bluff. Sadly, my opponent checks back, and I flip over my hand, and I have the winner. But my opponent didn't have to show, but he does show ace 6. Picked up a 6 on the turn, which is why he checked the river. Sadly, if it was me, I'd probably try to value bet my 6, but a lot of these live players are not going to be firing the river very, very light. So unfortunate for me, I think I probably should have block bet this river. So before the next hand actually happens, I get moved to a new table, and I now have to adjust to some fresh opponents. So let's see what happens. First playable hand that I have here is ace 3 of clubs. A lady in early position limps, and at this new table, I decide to over limp to try to see a flop. It's quite unlikely that players behind are going to be isolating here, and even if they do, I have a hand that can call and see a flop. As I expected, the other players just call, and we go 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes king 9-3 with a diamond draw. Everyone checks around. We go to the turn, which brings a king of clubs. The lady in early position now bets 8,000 into the 10,000 chip pot. And while this can be concerning for an elderly woman to be betting here, and she very well could have a king here or even a 9 that beats my hand, but I have a sneaky suspicion that I might still have the best hand. So I have to throw in the call here. Both players behind me fold. We go heads up to the river. The river brings a 4 of hearts. My opponent checks, and I gladly check my 3 here. I don't think I have to try to bluff my hand. Check, see what my opponent has. She shows queen high. I'm good. This next hand is quite weird. Check this out. It folds to me in the small blind. I have king queen offsuit and a big stack to my left, who is a good player. He's played quite a bit. He makes some runs. He also works the club. Shout out to Mike the Beard, Mike Farhani. I complete the small blind at the 3K big blind level. He checks, and we go to the flop. The flop comes king deuce 6 rainbow. I decide to bet 1 blind on this flop. I bet 3,000 chips, and Mike goes all in for like 148,000 chips. This is a huge overshove, and it's a very dry board. King 6 deuce. What does he have? I count up my stack. I see that I have 128,000 chips, which is over 40 big blinds. So this is a massive spot in this tournament with about 3-4 tables left and 9 players make day 2, get in the money. I do tank for a bit because this is a real sketchy spot, and I have to decide, do I think my opponent ever has a set of 2s, a set of 6s, king 6, king deuce? How does he interpret my min bet here? It gets to the point and I'm just like, wow, I just can't find a reason to fold here, but it's such a big pot. I had to take my time before calling. So I throw it in, and thankfully Mike shows king queen as well.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life, but I'm happy that I'm not losing this pot. So the board runs out, whatever it runs out, and we end up chopping this one.
That's a big call, sir.
Now I have Jack 10 in the hijack at the 3K big blind level. I'm in middle position and I raise it up to 6,500 chips. Only the cutoff calls. We go heads up to the flop. The flop comes 2-7. Now I think my opponent can have some ace highs and king highs and even some queen highs here that are better than my hand. So I choose to continuation bet for 6,500. My opponent calls. The turn brings a 10. I now have top pair. I decide to slow down and see if my opponent bets this one for me, control the size of the pot. I check. Unfortunately, my opponent checks. Not necessarily unfortunately, this is good. I likely have the best hand now. The river brings a 7 of spades, and with 33,000 in the middle, I decide for a half pot bet. I bet 16,500 and my opponent folds. Now I look down at king 10 in middle position. Now at the 2,000, 4,000 level, an opponent to my right limps in middle position. I have 53,000 in chips, so I see an amazing opportunity to pick up a bunch of dead money. These opponents usually don't call in this situation. I shove all in, and then the cutoff re-shoves all in, and he has me covered. This is a big spot. The limper folds, it gets back to me, and we're heads up. And I'm at risk.
All right, we're all in at risk.
My opponent flips over King Jack offsuit. This isn't a bounty tournament or anything, so I'm a little surprised by my opponent reshoving so wide. Now granted, he could have identified that I am attacking the limper, trying to pick up some dead money, but King Jack offsuit is quite a light reshove in this situation. But in this instance, it's gonna work out for my opponent as the board runs out 9, 9, 7, 3, queen. King Jack wins, and I am showered and now on my way home.
Okay, we busted. You saw the hand there. Not too much to say. We gotta get in the car and go home. It's midnight, so we're gonna get some rest. And big day tomorrow of online meetup game. Saturday, we will be back, and I will bag this tournament. You watch.
And now it's Friday night. I'm hanging out with Hannah. We decided to order some food, relax a little bit, and I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to go play another flight tonight or just wait until tomorrow. But after eating some of this delicious food here, I was getting a little bit tired and decided that I was gonna wait. And it seems Hannah already knew what my decision was gonna be.
So you didn't think I was gonna go play tonight, huh?
No,
Why?
because I know you.
What do you mean? I knew I was gonna play again anyway.
I know you.
I only planned Thursday and Saturday. I had a moment where I thought I was gonna play for a second. After eating that food is when I knew I wasn't gonna make it.
Honey, I already knew when you told me that you were going to the next late rest.
All right, go time. The fights are starting. UFC, then poker. What a day.
What's going on? We're outside of the lodge. We are firing our second day one. I think it's a day 1G. I didn't end up going and playing the earlier flight because UFC was on and I ate a bunch of food and I got tired and I wanted to sleep. That's the truth. But I'm feeling fresh now. I got a little nap in and I'm gonna fire this evening flight and got it back for day 2. Worst case scenario is I just end up playing online for my day 2 and yeah, that's it. So let's see how it goes.
The first hand that I have for you here, I'm on the button with 4 deuce of clubs. There is an early position limp, a middle position limp at the 800 big blind level. I decide to over limp and see a pot here. I love these low suited connectors, especially for cheap, in position, deep stacked versus these live players. It's almost a dream. We go 5 to the flop. The flop comes 3 deuce 5. With a diamond draw, I have a pair and an open-ended straight draw. It checks to me, and I bet 3,000 into the 4,000 chip pot. Only the under the gun player calls. We go to the turn, which is a jack of clubs. My opponent checks to me, and with 10,000 chips in the middle, I decided I don't want to be in a situation where I bet and maybe my opponent raises me, so I decided to check. The river brings a beautiful 6. I've hit my straight, the flush didn't come in. My opponent now bets 3,000 into the 10,000 chip pot. I most certainly have the best hand here. The question is, what do I raise it to? I decided to raise to 11,000. My opponent takes a moment before calling, And then when he sees my hand, he mucks his hand and I win. Now, early position raises to 2,000 at the 500, 1,000 level. Middle position 3 bets to 6,000, and I'm in the small blind with queen 10 of diamonds. I decide to make a cheeky call here. My opponents are relatively deep, still in late registration period. This is a nice hand that can flop well, so I decide to call. Early position calls, we go 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes queen 7 5. I flop top pair, I check, early position checks, 3 better checks. The turn brings a 7 of diamonds. With 20,000 in the pot, I think I have to now start value betting my hand. I don't think any of my opponents have top pair. They wouldn't have checked here. I bet 11,000 into the 20,000 chip pot. Early position calls, middle position folds. The river is a 10. I now have 3 pair, or just 2 pair, but a better 2 pair, in the event my opponent somehow has a queen here. Though it's unlikely, my opponent just, again, does not have top pair here, so I have to choose a sizing that can allow for my opponent to call. They raised and called a 3-bet in a multi-way pot. I think that my opponent can have a hand like 8s or 9s here, so I choose a sizing 13,000 into the 42,000 chip pot, thinking that I can get hands like that to call. My opponent takes a moment, makes the call, I show, he mucks, boom, pick up another pot. All right, now this hand is a fun one. Check this out. The blinds are 600, 1200. I'm in middle position with ace 10. I raise it up to 2500. Both of the blinds call and we go 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes 9, 10, deuce. It checks to me and I decide to bet 10,000 into the 8,700 chip pot. I think this board is going to connect with my opponents enough. And if you've ever been in GTO Solverland, this is one of those board textures when the blinds call you where you can actually bet bigger. And I just have top pair, top kicker. If my opponents have a 10, they're going to call with anything. They're not going to fold any queen jacks, jack eights. So I'm just going value town, 10,000, boom, call it or don't. Only small blind calls, big blind folds. We go heads up to the turn. Turn brings a queen of diamonds. And with 28.7k in the pot, this is a situation where I think a lot of players with a 10 here are going to check, but this is what makes this hand fun. I don't think that unless my opponent has queen jack, that this turn card is going to give them the best hand. But what I do think is going to happen is I do think my opponent can have a hand like jack 10, jack 9, maybe even 2 high cards with a float that contain a jack, now has a straight draw. So I decide to bet again. I bet 22,000. My opponent calls and we go to a river. The river brings a 7. Doesn't really change much here unless my opponent had 6-8, which is unlikely because I overbet the pot on the flop. Most opponents are just going to fold to 6-8. I bet the turn. There's no way 6-8 is getting to the river here in this situation. So, and if my opponent had jack 8, they were already there on the turn and they probably would have raised turn. So it's likely I have the best hand. But I know a lot of players would not bet this river. But I could tell my opponent by the way he was looking at me and kind of staring me down that he did not want me to bet. So that means I have the best hand. I have to bet. The question is, how much should I bet? The pot is 73,100 on the river, and I think my opponent has either a 9 or a 10. That's it. I think that my kicker is the best. So I choose to bet 25,000 and it does not take long for my opponent to call and I reveal the winner and my opponent quickly mucks his hand. And we pick up a nice one there. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be winning as many chips in this hand as I did. So I really like this one. This is a big hand. I have pocket kings in middle position. Big blind is 1,500. I make it 3,000. The opponent to my immediate left makes the call as well. Cutoff and big blind also call. We go 4 ways to the flop. The flop comes a beautiful king, jack 3. I flop top set. Big blind checks, and with multiple players behind me, I decide, I'm gonna get a little cheeky here. I'm gonna check, see what happens. Hopefully give my opponent some rope. I check. Unfortunately, it checks around in this situation. The turn brings a 2 of diamonds. I have to start betting my hand at this point. I bet 7,000 into the 14,000 chip pot. Middle position and the cutoff call. We go to the river 3-handed. The river brings a jack. I now have kings full of jacks, and there's no way my opponents have quad jacks. That's the only hand that beats me. And this is a fun part here of playing live poker. I can see my opponent to the left. She's already grabbing her chips, getting ready to bet. She loves this river. So this is a fantastic situation for me to check, knowing that someone else is going to bet. So I can check raise and get more chips into the middle. I check, middle position bets 15,000. The cutoff folds, it gets back to me. I raise it to 55,000 and my opponent does not have to think too long before just going all in And of course, I snap call to find out that she had king jack. She flopped 2 pair. It checked around on the flop. She was doing what I was doing. She was trapping. And then she had a boat on the river. Especially with me checking, she has to think she has the best hand.
Wow, I know.
Just a cooler situation. I'm sorry, Miss Patty. But I love scooping in a big pot, man. You know what I'm saying? At this point, my phone started to die, so I had to stop filming. But it looked like I was well on my way to making day 2 in this tournament. I was crushing, winning these big pots, getting the thin value bets in. Unfortunately, as things would have it, I lost a flip. I got coolered set over set, and boom, I was out of the tournament. That sucks, man. That's the way poker goes sometimes. And I did not make day 2 of this tournament. On to the next one.
Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday, and my appa about to go play some poker, and I'm gonna hang out here a little bit. Okay, bye.
Obviously, I'm not at the live tournament right now. It is Sunday morning, and we didn't bag the 100K roundup at the lodge, which does make me sad, honestly, man. It makes me so sad. There's this like nice tournament in my backyard, you know, at my club. The worst case scenario is a great scenario. I'm gonna play online. Okay, look, I gotta turn my stuff on and turn on the stream soon. So lights on now.
Second final table, not folding. There are some other short stacks, but this hand is just like way too strong in this situation. Ace jack suited folds to the button. Too strong is what it is. Let's go. Big double inbound. They hit a 7. No good. No good. We need help. Come on, poker gods. Vamos! Oh my gosh, queen's on the button on the final table. What's going on? Can't take all this. Oh, we got the jam. Okay, I am going to 5.6. I don't know if flatting changes much. I guess I'll just go all in. Okay. Good luck, queens. Action's not on the aces yet. That is an aggressive jam. 100% on turn. Vamos. Okay, let's go. We're going to get a extend our chip lead, 1 of 8 now. And ace-8 suited in the big blind of the 1500. Shout out in the chat for OMG, it's variance too. I think Ghost got it. Okay, cool. Raise 18-20, short stacked. I don't think they can call. I'm just all in. Oh, they got a big hand. We got diamonds. This would be unfortunate for them. Let's hold it. Wow. Good to be lucky, man. Good to be lucky. GG's up to 46 bigs. Very favorable situation with big blind 160K. I can't fold. What happens if I call and they win? They have 11, 12, 13. Yeah, all right, I'm calling. Live cards, hold it. Hold it, one more. All right, we run it so nice. The big dog, king 9. Double bink, let's go. This is for it. Okay, great start. They have a 0.1%. Vamos. First win of 2025. That's why you play these turbos, these 1500s. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Thanks for the hype, everyone. That was fun. What do we got? 22. They position open. Okay, just gonna play all in. Keep this one simple. Gotta win a big flip versus queens in this 20K. Come on, man. Huge flip. GG's, man. Gosh, we're making some sick runs there. Cash this for about a 3x. Decent hand on the button here. We got pocket 5s. 15 bigs. Short stack in the big blind. And a shot at a bounty. I'm gonna jam. I'm gonna have a shot at the $65 bounty here. Cover $121 bounty behind. We just need to flip well. Let's hope. All right, let's win this flip. Uno mas. Nice. All right, $65 bounty acquired. We've got an ace. Yeah, going for it. Hopefully get folds. I just got to get past this big stack, and then the other 2 stacks cannot call off. I have fold equity there. I think it's a good spot. Oh, a bunch of 2s. Hold, baby. Oh, we got to sweat. Come on, baby, just hold. Yes. 2 million chips. Huge spot. 3rd in chips now. All the pressure on these other shorter stacks. I've got one more hand. This is just like a tough one. I think I might just go with this. Just hope I get it through, man, or just hopefully I have some like low middling board coverage. and I hit. I would just hate to see worse. I would hate to see like 8 deuce in the big blind or something. Oh, I hit an 8. Oh man, hold. This would be such a sick hold, man. Oh my gosh, yes! And a ladder. Still in it, 5-handed, vamos. Ace king again, okay. I think we're gonna have to win here. I think we're gonna be getting put all in, or for the majority of it. Come on, baby, ace king, let's get him out. Let's get him out. Ace king. Queen, Classic flip, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. What are we gonna do there? Please, please, please. Clean boards, clean run out, double up. 3.7K locked. It's not good. We need a 10 or a queen. 10 or a queen. 10 or a queen, baby. Come on. 10 or a queen. One more. All right, we made a nice run. Wow, what a night for a Sunday grind. Ended up getting 3 final tables, 5th and a $300 hyper for like 3,700. And then my final 2 tournaments, I ended up winning both of them for like $500-600 bucks. It was like a $4 buy-in and a $11 buy-in. It was amazing to make for a super profitable Sunday. A lot of momentum. It's so fun. People get so hyped. We're up probably between everything this month. We might be up 6 or 7K. I'm hot. I'm a little tired. Nice 9-hour stream today, and I'm gonna go chill. And tomorrow, Monday morning, and a new week starts. And yeah, gonna rest. Catch up with you later. Thanks for watching. Peace. Monday morning, I'm trying this banana and egg 2-ingredient pancakes. Kind of looks like a pancake there, right? But it's just egg and banana. Look at this. I didn't want to waste the bananas, but hey, good morning. It's Monday. Time to get to work. All right, so I'm trying these pancakes, and I just put a little bit of honey on it. I really want to put ketchup on it, but I don't think I should. So let me see. I'm gonna try it without the honey and then with the honey. So it falls apart. Definitely more like an egg texture. It's weird. With the banana, it makes you think of a banana pancake, but it's not dry. Definitely not dry. I hate dry pancakes. Some good honey. That's the ticket. It's weird. With the banana, it tastes like pancakes. It's not. It's egg, but that's it. Egg and banana. We'll do again. This is good. It is, oh my gosh, Tuesday morning. Had a bit of a late night last night working on some things, so I'm super tired this morning. But I got my coffee, and I literally just have to kind of push through this. The reason I initially got into playing poker to try to make a living was so that I didn't have to get up early every day, work for the man, be pulled by somebody else's needs and desires. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, being up this early reminds me of when I used to work for corporations, jobs, other people, and you just have to get up and go. Now, this isn't the same for me, and that was a big reason. That right there, having to be forced to be somewhere, was the reason that I tried to make it playing poker. But the freedom that comes with being a poker player. The work doesn't become less. It's just that you get to decide how it gets done, and you get to determine your level of success. Being able to make your own schedule, decide when you're going to play is just amazing. It's worth so much more than I would say I even make. And I'm very blessed and very lucky to be able to do this. You might see all the highlights, but you don't see the lowlights. And there have been many that have come and tried to become professional poker players and have failed. And I will tell you this, poker tip number 143. Yeah, that works. Don't think that making it and becoming successful in poker is easy. It's incredibly hard. You have to learn a bunch of brand new skills that a lot of people might not be familiar with. Sometimes having that big score really early in your poker career is not good. You don't understand how quickly that money can go and how few and far between sometimes the big wins can be. Hard work will pay off. Play for your freedom. Remember that. Remembering our why we left the corporate job, why we left working for that person, why we chose to take a different career path. When the hard times come in poker,
You're gonna need to remember your why, because that's what's gonna get you through those times. That's what's gonna help you to keep growing and deal with variance, really. So here I am, 15 years later, as a poker professional. 15 years, that's crazy. Can't believe I've made it this long, but I am proud and happy of the things I've been able to accomplish, and the fact that I get to get up early in the morning, earlier than most poker players would be, 7:30, 8 a.m. here, so that I can get online to stream and play tournaments and have fun with, you know, the Twitch community, and just continuing on the journey on the path that was kind of laid out for me is, I'm very lucky, very blessed. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts, questions, things you'd like for me to bring up in future videos. And with that, I gotta start my stream.
Here I got a big pot versus AMR. They 3-bet. I got the 10s. It's going in. Big flip. Ah! AMR, this is for the win! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Dang. Almost got my third win in two streams. Second place. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. Wow, King of Hearts. See if I bet same amount, 900, 1.8. Yeah, I'm setting up turn jam, huh? 4, 4, 8, 21. Feels about it. I think weaker single clubs just call, unless it's like Queen 9 off with the Queen of Hearts. That might get it in. I think Ace of Hearts is mostly just, it sucks if Pablo flopped a flush, especially with the Ace High, because then it's just super easy to play like this and I need to slow down. But in the event that Pablo maybe has like a Queen Jack, Queen of Hearts, hopefully he checks here. Bobby B, thanks for the gifted sub to Pablo. Appreciate it. Hopefully he doesn't bet now. Okay, he doesn't. We hit our flush. And now I just got to bet this river and hope to get called by a worse heart. Oh my gosh. Wow, I guess I fold, huh? The Queen of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts, all just call here. 10 of Hearts. They all just call here. They don't jam unless he's overplaying his hand. All right, this is my all-in hand. I have 6s. These two are even stacked, and I'm gonna get put all in. Come on, baby. All right, let's win this flip. I'm gonna wait till 6 seconds on the clock. 1 second. Oh no, actually no, I'm gonna go in. No. Come on, man. Come on, please. Oh no, the river. Oh wait, what happened? Did I hit a set on the turn? I just saw his king. I had to have hit a set on the turn. Oh my gosh, I'm still in it. I don't see the signal. My heart's beating. Back to the building, something. Good luck, us. I'm gonna go after this one. Hopefully we get it through. I don't have many chips. If Pablo gets some, then I guess that's good. I'd like to stay though. Knock this person out, Pablo, you know. Why did I feel it coming? Why did I feel it coming? I hate that. Nice hand, Pablo. I'm glad you got it. Hopefully you take this down now. Hopefully you take it down. I just had a great stream. I just had an awesome stream. Went for 12 hours today. Made like 4 or 5 final tables. Got 6th, 5th, 4th, I believe, in the one, and then get it 3rd in the other one. Won a small on-demand tournament, up probably like 5K on the day. It's been a great start to the year, and tomorrow's Wednesday, home game night. I'm chilling, I'm going. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Maybe it's the end, maybe it's the beginning, who knows? But I'll see you on the next one.